Guys, this market is freaking insane. Palantir stock in particular is up again. We're up another almost 2.5% right now. All-time highs were hit again. We hit $188 earlier in the day, and this thing just keeps on going. And every index in the U.S. market right now is up. The S&P's up. Let's see, about 0.8%. The Dow's up 0.6%. The Russell's up about 0.25%. Not the best, but not bad, obviously. And the Nasdaq's up almost 1%, as the VIX is down another 7%, back at 15 points. So, guys, we're going to break down Palantir and go over some other stocks on the watch list I'm looking at right now, cover a little bit on what I'm doing. So hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Join the free email stock newsletter. That is linked right down below. And let's dive into it. So again, this stock just keeps on going, guys. We're up another 2.5% now, over 2.5%, $4.70 in the green. And we're about to break over $187 a share. Again, it just keeps on going. This is it's been nuts ever since the earnings came out a couple days ago. And like I said, we were up more in the morning. We got to $188 a share, which at that point, let me double check here, guys. We were up around 3%, 3% on top of all the gains we've seen throughout this week already. You guys can see we saw, on just Monday, a couple days ago, actually, no, that might have been Tuesday. Let me pull up this 30-minute chart. Right when earnings came out, we were under $160. That was on Monday. We were under $160, $158 to be exact. And now, again, we're at $188. We hit $188 today, so essentially a $30 pop throughout the week. Insane. And at this point, we all know why it's happening. They reported record numbers, their first billion-dollar quarter. They crushed guidance, record metrics, right? The company's crushing it. And like I said in a recent video, this reminds me of when NVIDIA saw that meteoric rise a couple years ago when the company kept upping guidance. It was a crazy time. This is similar here for Palantir, where people are like, oh, it's so overvalued, it's got to come down. That's what they were saying about NVIDIA. But again, the company just kept beating, just kept growing better than expected, more than expected. And that's what we're seeing now. And we're just on fire. Like you guys can see here, we are up now to $186, like I said, and $30 throughout the week, which is just bonkers, right? And I'm like, it's tempting to lock in profits on this. I'll be honest, not completely. I don't want to completely get rid of my Palantir position, but with it being up so much, man, in just the last couple of days, and it is overbought. Let's keep it real. It is overbought. We're probably going to get a pullback in the short term here. I'm like, I kind of want to take some gains, but at the same time, I'm like, let me let this thing run, because I did lock in profits a couple months ago, not on a lot of my position, but on some of it, when it hit $123 back in, when was that? Back in February, which at that time, that was a ridiculous move for the stock in a short amount of time. It went from $20 to $120 in like less than a year. And by the way, I'm in at $20 a share, so keep that in mind. So at that time, I was like, this is nuts. Let me lock in some profits. Now I'm like, shoot, maybe I should not have done that, because the stock's now at 186. I took some profits at 123. Obviously, we didn't know it was going to get close to 200 this fast. I had no idea, obviously. But hey, at the same time, you got to look at it as no one ever went broke locking in profits. And at that time, again, it was at 120. Imagine, I'm in at $20 a share, so I'm up a ton already. I was like, let me lock in some gains. It makes sense. And now I'm feeling that same kind of pull, if you will, that I was feeling a couple months ago. Not to sell the entire stock. I'm not doing that. But to lock in a couple, percent of the position. I think a couple months ago, I locked in like 15% of my position. In this case, I might maybe sell some as well. We'll see. It's tempting. Again, I'm not going to lie, guys. When you see those numbers go up in your account, you're like, and you look at the chart, you're like, it's overbought. But then you have to readjust your mentality, right? And be like, oh, it's a long-term position. Think long-term. But again, at the same time, you got to be wise. Locking in profits never hurts. And if you're just locking in some gains, not selling your entire position, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And that's kind of what I'm considering, but we'll see. I'm going back and forth on it here on PLTR. But overall, those are some thoughts and a quick breakdown on these charts. I mean, there's not much to break down, to be honest. It's just ripping again, right? We're extending our gains above these moving averages on the 4-hour chart, getting more overbought, honestly, but it doesn't seem like it wants to pull back as of right now anytime soon. But eventually, guys, trust me, we're going to get a sizable pullback. And I kind of want to lock in some gains potentially, like I said before that. And this mic, I need a freaking mic stand. I got to get back to the studio. My wrist is killing me. This mic is like 5 pounds, and I'm like trying to hold it up. I don't think it's actually 5 pounds, but my wrist hurts, guys. I don't know. There's something wrong with my wrist here. Actually, every time I golf, well, not every time, but I've been playing a lot of golf recently. I've been getting into it, and my left wrist hurts sometimes when I play golf. Same with my ankle, but that's a different story, guys. That's a whole other thing. I rolled my ankle a lot over the years playing basketball. Now when I'm playing golf, it acts up. So yeah, I'm not gonna get into all this stuff, guys. My injuries, you don't want to hear about that, trust me. But look, we're looking phenomenal right now on this stock and in the entire stock market, guys. We are pushing like no other. I mean, if I pull up these indexes, and by the way, hit the like button, guys. Make sure to subscribe. I appreciate you all for tuning in. If I pull these indexes up, we're essentially hitting all-time highs across the board again, or about to. S&P is now breaking out above the 50 moving average and the 180. It's been above that for a little bit now, and we're about 4 points away from all-time highs. And it looks like, if you ask me, we're about to hit that. And QQQ is even closer. This is like, what, $2, 2 points away from all-time highs. It's pretty much right there. It's breaking out. So stocks are very strong right now. And after, a couple days of selling, choppiness, we're right back to it. We're pushing those all-time highs again, kind of as we got big tech earnings last week. We got a bunch of other numbers this week. And, well, the market is digesting earnings, and we're continuing to push. This is actually exactly what you want to see. But keep in mind, if we get a huge run now throughout the rest of August, beware. September, stocks typically, I believe it's September, right? Yeah, it's September where stocks typically sell off. That could be setting up for a September sell-off. We'll see. But then again, we have a Fed meeting in September where we might get a rate cut. We'll see. If we get that rate cut, that'd be good for stocks. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm still obviously pretty much fully invested. I have some cash. I bought some stocks. Yesterday I bought a stock. I bought Novo Nordisk, which today, if I pull this up, is up around 5% almost, right? So, I mean, obviously it's a long-term move, but it's up on the day. I'll take it. And I bought not only shares, but I bought those December, I think 17th, 2027 call options. So I bought leaps on Novo Nordisk, and I'm up on those today, a nice amount. I bought the $45 call, so I bought the in-the-money calls, and we're rocking with those guys. And I'm going to hold this. I'm going to hold this stock for a little bit. If it has a big run over the next couple of quarters, obviously, I don't expect it to turn around on a dime now that I just bought it. But over the next couple of quarters, if it starts running aggressively, anywhere near $100, maybe back over 100, I might get out of it. It kind of depends on how long it takes to get there. But I am in this stock here. I do think it's a good value. We're down on the 3-year chart massively, like 70%. So I'm in the stock. I'm long, 11 PE ratio. It's profitable, 3% dividend yield. I'm in it. I'm in it, and I'm cool with holding on to it. Again, I have those leaps, and I'm already up like 15% on those leaps, which is phenomenal. So, yeah, that's kind of a little update there. I just bought NVO yesterday, and I got a lot of comments on Eli Lilly and this other one, Viking Therapeutic. They're doing an oral GLP-1 type of deal. We just got some not so great data from Eli Lilly about their oral GLP-1. The stock's actually crashing because of that. Even though I think their earnings were pretty good. I forget what their earnings were. Either way, actually, wait, UBS cut their price target on Eli Lilly, although they still have a buy rating. Okay. But it's at $630 a share now, and it could be going lower. Eli Lilly could be going lower, and I got a lot of questions around, Stas, why didn't you buy Eli Lilly instead of Novo? It comes down to valuation, guys. Eli Lilly's price-to-earnings ratio right now is like a 40 on a trailing 12-month basis, and Novo Nordisk's is, I think, an 11 or a 12, which that's a huge difference. I mean, valuation makes a massive deal. It's a massive deal, a big difference when you're long-term investing. When you're trading, when you're doing short-term stuff, who gives a crap about valuation, right? I guess if you're shorting, let's say you're shorting a super overvalued stock in the short term, okay, valuation makes a difference there. But if you're doing a short-term trade, a lot of the time you're not looking at valuation, but it's a big deal for the long-term stuff. And Eli Lilly, I think, is a little expensive still. That's my opinion, not just on the P ratio, but other metrics as well. We're not going to get too deep into that. But overall, guys, that's pretty much it. We're in here 12 minutes. I'm going to wrap up the video. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Join the email stock newsletter. It's free. And check out my Patreon if you guys want to be a part of the portfolio updates, see what I'm doing every week, be a part of the Discord. That is linked down below, and I post updates every week. I just posted one yesterday. Go check it out. And with that being said, guys, I'll catch you all in the next video.